So, good morning. Man, I'm looking at the sun just past the horizon. And it seems like we have like just enough haze where you can see the full circle of the sun without like the blindingness in the morning like that. It's magic, man, it's magic. So, I'm towards the top of my hike and I've been processing, thinking. Whew. And as you can tell from my breath. And so yesterday I had the opportunity to go live with a friend, Denise, and another friend, Helena. And we went live on Instagram. The topic was men and vulnerability. This is something that I talk a lot about kind of privately and offline. I mean, I talk about it here too, but it's definitely not been my work. You know, my work has been around marketing, storytelling, technology, all of these things, consulting. And I realize that more and more in my life right now, the more that I am doing this work, I keep getting these nudges and hints and like pushes towards doing something else, expanding what I'm doing. And something I've felt reluctance towards, but I'm feeling called / nudged / something towards helping other people to address some of the things that I've addressed in my own life over the years. And so there's like this nudge towards something like coaching, something like leading, facilitating, that kind of thing. And it was funny because yesterday's live, you know, Denise introduced us. She introduced me as somebody who, you know, has done a lot of work, works on this in my own way. And my response was no. And it was like funny because it's like, imagine somebody introducing you as, hey, I've got this expert in XYZ. And then the expert comes on and says, no, I don't do that. And so it was really funny. Denise was telling me after how funny that was. But also, you know, in reflecting, it's like, why did I do that? I clearly have been doing the work for a long time. I clearly have the ability to help others to become more vulnerable and step into and towards the things that are scary to them, which many times is vulnerability. A lot of times is. Why did I do that? And I'm realizing that it's like my old edges, the old story, that old identity of me that isn't in its full bigness is trying to cling on and say, hey, I don't feel safe on that, doing that stuff. Who am I to do that stuff, right? It's that imposter thing, imposter syndrome, and all that. And I've noticed it. I've noticed that it's not that I'm saying I'm qualified to do this work, it's that other people, through the way that I've been showing up and helping others, have been telling me, have been nudging me, have been pushing me. And my friend Alina said something that hit me. She was like, this kind of work, you don't choose this kind of work. It chooses you. And so I'm open and willing to explore and consider what my life and the things and the people in my life are telling me about what I'm really good at. And so I'm just looking to allow this to come through. You know, I'm in this mastermind, and Garen Jones, he's the one who's putting this whole thing together. It's called Artist Power Expressed. And this has been the most intense, beautiful, magical, transformative container I've ever been in. And I've been through, several different things, retreats, groups, things like that. But the way this is executed, the way this is done has been incredible. And so Garen Jones is the one who kind of gives the classes, the mastermind calls on Mondays. Then he has coaches and he splits the group of 50 into smaller groups. And inside of those groups, we have a leader who is just magnificent. His name is Scott, our guy, my guy. His name is Scott, he's our coach. And he just holds so much space and facilitates this group so gracefully. And I realize that I'm drawn to what he's doing in this group. Like, I look at what he's doing for these people and for myself, and I'm like, hey, I feel like I want to do that. Even in this container with these people, I want to work with these people. And so I'm going to lean into that. I'm just speaking that out loud. But that's going to take me like confidently accepting whatever call is being called on my life and allowing myself to step into that full bigness. And sometimes we feel nudges to do something, or people say things like, hey, you're really good at this. Hey, you're really good at that. And we don't listen. We don't listen because we don't have technical qualifications. That's not what's listed on our LinkedIn or Instagram bio or whatever the hell you use to define your identity as what you do. And so we reject these things as like, oh, that's nothing. But if you think about it, in reality, it isn't nothing. Because if you help somebody to transform their life, or you inspire them in a way that changes their life, it's not just nothing, right? And I really did minimize that live on IG. But I shared what I had to share, and it was a good live. It was kind of long, but it was a first kind of expression of, hey, I talk about this stuff. I know about this stuff, and I'm doing this work. And I can point you in the right direction if you're interested. I don't have it all figured out, but I know that there is a call on my life that's been bigger than what I've been doing. And also, that whole issue with lack of production, lack of motivation in the space that I was in for a while is also an indication that maybe I've outgrown my edges. I've become too big to just be a marketing consultant, because I'm only sharing my knowledge of, marketing systems, those kind of things. And while those things are important, that's not what my soul, gravitates to. And there's another piece of this puzzle that I'm thinking, and has been brought up many times, is that when you're trying to help somebody with their marketing or their business to grow and expand their business, oftentimes, the knowledge is out there, the information is out there. A lot of people don't have access to it, or they just, have different skill sets. The real key is you can't grow your business without growing you. And that's the key. That is the big, big key. That's the secret. It's like you can learn all the tactics. You can learn all the strategies. You can learn how to use ChatGPT with the right prompts and everything. But if you don't grow you as a person, that's your anchor. You're stuck. You can only reach to the height of your anchor, right? And if your personal growth is stunted, then so will all the other areas of your life be stunted. And so this is also a big lesson that I'm learning in my life. It's like, what are the areas of my life that are stunted? It's like, okay, well, where do I need to look? What do I need to do? Where do I need to grow to expand my capacity as a person to hold for the life that I want? Garen talks about building the right foundation. And if you don't have the right foundation, your life will, even if you win the lotto or something, your life will return back down to where your foundation is built. And I have lived that over the last few years, right? I didn't have the solid foundation that I needed to hold for the life and the level of financial success that I wanted. And so I reverted back to where my foundation was. And so here I am, you know, willing and able to look at the foundational work, doing that work to create a better foundation so that I can hold for the life that I want. Believe it or not, a lot of this stuff is counterintuitive. It's like doing inner child work, doing deep emotional healing, releasing stories, you know, getting in touch with who you were as a child. Yesterday, I promised my inner child, my 5-year-old self, that I would go and build sandcastles on the beach Sunday, and that's what I did. Woke up early, took myself to the beach, brought me some fruit, stuff, and spent hours on the beach, playing in the sand like a child, building a sandcastle, getting in the ocean, laying in a hammock, just enjoying myself by myself. And it was really freeing. I felt really light afterwards. And it's something that, you know, I'm wanting to do more of, more play more, because we don't play enough. Play allows for creativity, for openness, for ideas to flow, for energy to move in your body. And this is really important. I think we get so serious about, you know, we need to do X, Y, Z, and we forget that there's this inner child in us that just wants to play. And if you learn how to play, the inner child becomes a force of creativity and inspiration and bigness in you that you can bring to the rest of your life, in your relationships, to love freely, to love more openly, in your business, to show up bigger, bolder, with more creativity and inspiration, better ideas, inventiveness, in your relationships, to be more open. All of these things, there's so many benefits. And so this is what I'm realizing and wanting to share. I'm at the top of the mountain right now, and it's quite beautiful. I'm going to just sit here with myself and reflect on these things, but I wanted to speak on this today. That if there's something that you've been nudged to, there's a calling on your life, have the courage to look at it. Have the courage to allow yourself to explore what that could be, regardless of what your job is, regardless of what your circumstances are right now. You know, you're only one decision away, you're only one person away from a whole different life. And that's true. If you realize how true that is, you might be open to the possibilities that are being presented to you by the gifts that you have, by the gifts that you've been given, by the mess and the message that you have. And so I'm also looking at that for myself. And so with that, I want to let you guys go. I love you all. Big love and big blessings. Peace out.